Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall. Introducing team number one. They are the United States Tag Team Champions. First, from Seattle, Washington, weighing 252 pounds, Greg the Hammer Valentine. And from Vero Beach, Florida, 236 pounds, the Hammer Made Man. Their opponents, total combined weight, 462 pounds. First from Rock City, USA, Scott Allen. And from Auburn, Alabama, Danny Posten.
All right, the U.S. Tag Team Champions, Greg Valentine and the Tailor-Made Man, as we come to you here this week on WCW Worldwide. Tony and Jesse back with you. Don't forget, it's this Sunday, Prince Award, exclusively on pay-per-view. And one of the matches is for the U.S. Tag Team Championship, Jess, the Freebirds, a team we'll see a little bit later on, against these two, Greg Valentine and the Tailor-Made Man. It wasn't too long ago here on Worldwide, if you recall, when we were in Topeka, these two men tried to break the leg of Michael Hayes.
That's right. You know, Valentine, a tough customer. He's a wily veteran. He knows his way in and out of the ring at all times. And I'll tell you, he hasn't lost a step. He's been in that ring now, what, going on 13, 14 years. Look at that chop. You could hear that to the rafters of the building here at Augusta.
Butterfly over the top, butterfly type suplex that time from Greg Valentine. Valentine, a Tailor-Made Man, cannot overlook, of course, the Freebirds, a team which has won the U.S., World, and six-man tag team title all within a period of 1 year. There are some other great teams in World Championship Wrestling as well. But you talk about veterans, you're going to have 4 veterans in the ring at one time there.
Absolutely. Wrestle War, Jacksonville, it's close, Schiavone. I'm getting pumped up for it.
I'm sure you are, we all will. I mean, be great to have you back, and I don't know what made me say that. It'd be great to have you back on our pay-per-view telecast once again.
Probably because, are you broadcasting with me?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
Kind of a lottery pick.
Whoa!
One that draws the shortest straws gets next to you.
Get stuck with me,
I'm
you're
sorry,
saying? Stuck with me?
That was a faux pop, sorry, next to you. Right into the turnbuckle as Scott Allen comes in, and Scott Allen goes down. You know, the key to it, and we've agreed about 3 times already in this first match, so we're going to have to cut this out, but, you know, it seems like Greg the Hammer Valentine, and you wouldn't think this by looking at him, but the longer the match goes, the stronger he gets.
Oh, yeah, he's in terrific condition. I've never seen Valentine in better shape. You know, when he hits those chops, the crack of it reminds me when I pull out that Yonex AVX 200 of mine and bust one of them 320-yard drives. You know, I'm the guy that taught John Bailey how to hit a drive.
320-yard drive?
Yeah. And that's only if I want to keep it on the fairway.
All right. The hook. And the vertical.
Look at this. Valentine literally going to win this match by himself. He hasn't tagged the Tailor-Made Man yet. There's the first tag. He was going to spin him for the figure 4 and maybe win it. Look at this.
That's teamwork.
Now that is teamwork. Yeah. Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen,
beats the heck
here
out
are
of
your
the guy
winners,
and lets
the
the
United
Tailor-Made
States
Man
Tag Team Champions, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and the Tailor-Made Man.
We take you now to WCW Magazine with Eric Bischoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing 226 pounds, the light heavyweight champion of the world, Flyin Brian.
The man who holds maybe one of the hottest titles ever in WCW, the light heavyweight title. They're after him from everywhere. As we go back for the introduction of his opponent, the Gary Capetta.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Seattle, Washington, weighing 252 pounds, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
You know, Greg is so intimidating, even when he walks to the ring, Jess. He just can stare a hole right through. You see how I looked at the camera?
Well, I'll tell you what, Schiavone, the light heavyweight champ of WCW may have bitten off more than he could chew because Valentine ain't no light heavyweight by any means and stretch of the imagination.
Flyin Brian and Z-Man have been teaming together on occasion as of late. Two men who have battled for the light heavyweight title not too long ago. As a matter of fact, about a month ago they did, and they'll be two of the men who have put their name on the dotted line, so to speak, to be two of the first men to face Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Dr. Death Steve Williams coming up here in the month of June. And I would think that would be a great contrast in styles, Gordy and Williams against Z-Man and Flyin Brian. Valentine, the hammer. Of course, the big forearm blow of his is his favorite maneuver, one of them. But really, the hammer is just a nickname because here's a guy who is like one of the masters of the figure four leg lock.
Absolutely, and you see how Valentine's trying to do a sight job on Flyin Brian. Whether he'll get away with it or not remains to be seen, because Flyin Brian, a bit of a veteran now. I mean, he's seen it all, but I'll tell you what, he's surely lacking when it comes to experience when you put him alongside Greg the Hammer Valentine. Valentine, again, second-generation wrestler, the son of the great Johnny Valentine.
One of the toughest ever in this sport. A real man's man, if I can use that old cliche. Greg following in his footsteps. Both of them big, heavy hitters.
You know, actually, I prefer to be a woman's man, Shivani.
I'm sure you will.
Rhodes and Pillman, Flyin Brian, two drop kicks in a row, right on the chin of Greg Valentine. And Valentine smart enough to go outside the ring and clear the cobwebs out.
You know, Jess, what has made Flyin Brian so successful in WCW, and I hope you would agree with this. Here's Valentine, who's a power wrestler. But Flyin Brian's not going to get mixed up in that. He is going to use what has brought him this way so far. The high-risk maneuvers, the high flying, the drop kicks. Stick and run, stick and run.
And that can be detrimental too, though, Tony, because, well, you got a veteran like Valentine, and anytime you leave your feet, you leave yourself very vulnerable. You know, and there's nothing Valentine hasn't seen before.
Well, and I would agree with that. He's seen it all. He's had some legendary matches in WCW. Shoulder block. Over the top.
Whoa. He's spin that right up into it. Wow. And that'll pop the knee and tear the ligaments real easy. You notice Valentine is swiveling around on that mat to try to alleviate some of that pressure.
I know you never did like this about athletes who do this, but Flyin Brian certainly draws so much emotion from the fans, so much of his firepower. He just looks around and the fans cheer. It just gets him fired up even more.
Well, some athletes need that. I don't really knock it that much. You know, I was one that really didn't need the adulation of the crowd. Some fans do. Some wrestlers are more like the old Oakland Raiders. They can go in there anytime and be the visitor. It doesn't bother. Look at this. I just noticed Paul Lee dangerously taking a stroll down the aisle with the telephone.
Well, this has been a program that has been full of Dangerous Alliance scouting reports, so to speak. We saw Medusa come out, Big Josh and Tracy Smothers early. We heard what Nikita Koloff had to say point blank to Medusa, and now Paul Lee is on the telephone out looking at this match.
Let me ask you something, Shivani. Who is Paul Lee talking to?
Jess, I don't know. Maybe his lawyer. One of his New York attorneys.
Stockbroker, maybe?
Could be. Many times he has brought in members of the Dangerous Alliance from the dressing room area by that telephone when need be. And I don't know, I tell you, I really think the man he's looking at right here, and this is not a knock on Flyin Brian because he's a great champion, but I think Greg Valentine would really fit the mold of a Dangerous Alliance, don't you?
Absolutely he would. And I'll tell you what, Paul Lee, oh, whoa, look at that rolling cradle by Flyin Brian. I'll tell you what, though, Paul Lee loves titles. He loves champions at all levels, so I wouldn't necessarily say he's not looking at Flyin Brian right now.
Well, I really don't think Flyin Brian would have anything to do with a scum like Paul Lee dangerously, to be honest with you.
Hey.
A push out.
Money talks, BS walks. Always remember that, Shivani.
Okay, I will.
Flyin Brian's a businessman. He's in this for the money, as all professional athletes are.
He is the WCW Light Heavyweight Champion, even though Scotty Flamingo's hot on his heels.
You think for 1 minute if Paul Lee didn't offer to double his money, that Flyin Brian wouldn't be in the Dangerous Alliance camp as quick as you can snap your fingers?
I really don't think so. Now we're coming at it. Whoa! Flyin Brian, he knocked him down! He knocked him off his feet! How many people can say they've done that in a great
see? Whoa, and look at Valentine. Taking off a little bit. They're trying to buy some time.
Whoa! All they doing more talking and looking. Here he goes.
He's going up to the top.
Irish maneuver, the light heavyweight champion against this big heavyweight Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Valentine just swatted him away like a bug.
And he hurt his knee. He drove the knee into the canvas, and Valentine sensing the opening, guess what?
Yep, guess what? Figure 4 leg lock.
Absolutely. Nobody does this any better than Greg the Hammer Valentine. And the light heavyweight champ may have to submit here.
Well, I know, I can tell you this right now. I know we're watching this on television. A lot of people are watching. He needs, I would say he needs to call it quits before he really risks a career right here.
Well, I'll tell you, no one would really hold it against him. He is the light heavyweight champ, and losing to a heavyweight wouldn't hurt his career that much.
But he's not going to do it. This youngster from Ohio is not going to give up at all.
Oh, and did you see how Valentine grabbed the ropes and spun him back over on his back?
Yes, I did. Bill Alfonso, the referee, checking, doing exactly what he should do. Focus is on the right part. He knows that Flyin Brian is hurt. It is sink or swim, so to speak, here for the light heavyweight champion. But he's holding on. He's holding on, and the fans are behind him. He's listening to those same fans that cheered him on earlier on.
He's trying to turn Valentine over. Valentine's trying to reach. He's going to go back for those ropes, yes. And look at that. He spins him back over again.
Oh, for crying out loud. And now he's got to break it. He's got to break it.
I don't think he can break it.
He's got to break it.
Break the hold of the leg.
5 count. He's going to be disqualified. 3, 4. That's right. Get rid of him.
I don't think he could break the hold.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match as a result of a disqualification, Flyin Brian.
Here comes Ron Simmons. Oh, yeah.
Now, what business is it of his?
Dustin Rhodes sending Valentine back in. And Simmons wants a piece of Greg Valentine. Oh, but Valentine slipped out.
Well, can you blame Greg Valentine?
But there's going to be another day for Ron Simmons, and fans will take it to the magazine.
Here we go, Shabani. 6-man action here. This is when it gets wild and woolly, and a referee has to do his utmost to try to maintain control.
They got a great man in there, too, Nick Patrick, to maintain control. Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat against the Barbarian, Greg Valentine, and Dick Slater. As we welcome you back to WCW Worldwide. Tony and Jesse back with you. We'll be talking about what's on store for next week a little bit later on in the telecast. But right now, Dustin going right after the man that he has a lot of animosity towards, Greg Valentine. What a way to start it. Drop kick after a lariat. And now the Irish whip. That time, Valentine hooked the ropes. Missed the elbow. Dustin picks him up. And Dustin wants to go on the outside. You're talking about bad blood here, Jesse. Going for the leg.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dustin Rhodes is holding nothing back right now. He don't care about breaking rules. He don't care to go out about going out to the floor. But he's in there with a veteran, Greg the Hammer Valentine, who has seen it all, including Dustin's old man.
Working on the leg. And now trying to put the figure 4 on the master of the figure 4. He's almost got it.
You notice Valentine caught the heel. He's holding the foot from getting down and cinching it, and makes the tag to Slater.
Dustin quickly gets back up. Good move by Dustin to get up and take a step towards his corner as they roll now to the neutral corner. And Dirty Dick Slater with a shoulder. To the other side. Dustin with an elbow. And again. Right hand. Hip toss takeover. And here's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, a man on a quest to become world television champion after stunning Steve Austin his Steamboat. What a match that'll be. Flying body press, 1, 2. Side headlock takeover again, Steamboat holding on.
And right now the team of Steamboat, Rhodes, and Windham is getting the early advantage here. They're cutting the ring off, they're making the quick tags, they're dictating the pace of the match. And that's very important in a 6-man tag.
Notice how Slater tries to push Steamboat towards his corner. Good six-man strategy here. Right at the hands of the wild Barbarian.
Oh, absolutely. If you can get an opponent into your corner, you got 3 guys to beat up 1.
Snapmare takeover. Irish whip to the far side. Barry Windham in. And the big Texan gets a great drop kick down. Slater backs in. Windham backs away. And here comes the awesome, and I mean truly awesome, athletic specimen, the Barbarian.
Both of these guys, look at the size of these guys. Both of them 6'6", 6'7".
Pick up. He held on, did Windham. 1. Got a 1 count quickly that time.
Well, you're not going to get a pinfall on a headlock takeover on a guy with the strength of the Barbarian. Tag me.
Barbarian unaware of the tag, and here's Dustin. He knocked him off his feet. He covers it. 1, 2. Got a 2 count. Wow, that was close.
Well, that one caught the Barbarian unexpectedly. He had no idea the clothesline was coming in from behind. And here comes the Dragon with a punch to the ribs and 1 to the head and chopping across the throat area of the Barbarian.
Chop to the chest again. Snapmare takeover. And Steamboat with a neck vice, reverse chinlock applied to the Barbarian.
And this is smart wrestling by the Dragon right here, because he's giving up a lot of size and a lot of strength to the Barbarian. He's got to get him off his feet like this for Steamboat to have great advantage on the Barbarian. He doesn't want to meet him strength against strength.
Steamboat the first man to his feet. Barbarian blocked it, and he goes right to the throat. And a headbutt. A warning from Nick Patrick that time of the illegal blow to the throat. Steamboat ducked the elbow, but he runs right into it. Oh, wow. Backbreaker.
And that's right on those ribs, those injured ribs of the Dragon.
And now Valentine trying to capitalize, but Steamboat continues to fight back as he got to his feet quickly. Chop to the chest. And again. He didn't make the tag. Valentine blocked him. Dragged him to his corner for Dick Slater, and this is great six-man work here.
Absolutely. Did you notice how Valentine, as he was going down, hooked the Dragon's legs with his legs so that Ricky the Dragon could not get back, make a tag. And now Steamboat in trouble, caught in the wrong corner.
Russian leg sweep that time by Slater with a cover now. 1. Got a 2 count. Fans, what an atmosphere. What a great time we're having this week on Worldwide. But if you get a chance to see us live in the arena near you, don't miss the opportunity. Excitement just like this as Steamboat counter with his own suplex, but he can't make a tag. But Slater can to Valentine.
And this is when Valentine's great, hurting people when they're down, and he looks like he's going to try. Yeah, he's going for the figure 4. He didn't get it.
Steamboat kicked him off. Tried an elbow and missed. Hooks it. Falls on him. 1, 2, and... No, only a 2 count. Near fall that time by Valentine, and they are going at it. Chopping back and forth. Steamboat. Valentine is Dave. Hooks him into the wrong corner for Steamboat to be, and makes a tag.
You know how I talked a little earlier how Steamboat's team had the momentum and was cutting the ring off? Now it's the Slater Valentine Barbarian team that have reversed that. They're cutting the ring off on the Dragon, and the Dragon's been in there far too long. He better make a tag or he ain't gonna have no ribs left.
Got a 1, got a 2 count, and Steamboat came out of that one. But he came out of it still in the wrong man's corner for him. And they are working right on the ribs there. Look at that foot right to the rib of Steamboat. And he is pinned in that corner with Valentine. Slater in the Barbarian. Valentine now the legal man. Steamboat trying to fight out. Valentine blocked him again.
Steamboat tried to go through the legs, but Valentine cross-faced him and hooked him in a face lock and wouldn't let him get there.
Side headlock. Into the ropes. Tag. Barry Windham on Valentine. Now Slater. Now the Barbarian. Windham the fresh and legal man. Sending Valentine in with a back body drop.
And Barry Windham a house of fire again with Valentine. Big clothesline.
That's the lariat. Elbow. And now all six are going at it.
And here's the problem I told you about as a referee. At some point, the adrenaline's going to fly. You're going to get them all in the ring at once.
Nick Patrick sending Dustin Rhodes out. Barry's got him. Oh, my goodness! The foot right to the face. That had to knock him right out. Barry's got to be out cold. 1, 2. It's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of Greg the Hammer Valentine, Dirty Dick Slater, and the Barbarian.
The big foot, the Barbarian's primary weapon, and I mean he hit Barry flush on the face. Look at Barry.
He knocked Barry Windham cold with that. Windham, not knowing it was coming, caught it flush on the jaw. And I'll tell you, Schiavone, I don't care who you are, you get sucker punched, you can go down. In this case, he got sucker kicked, and he went down.
All right, Jeff, one more time. Here's the kick.
Look at the power on this. The Barbarian, whoa! Right into the side of Windham's jaw. I don't care who you are, you're going to get knocked out when you're kicked like that.
We'll tell you what's on next week. But right now, let's go to WCW Magazine. Fans, stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following tag team event, it is set for one fall. Introducing team number 1. First, from Seattle, Washington, weighing 252 pounds, Greg the Hammer Valentine. His tag team partner from Tampa, Florida, 237 pounds, Dirty Dick Slater. And their opponents, first from Backstreet, USA, in Atlanta, Georgia, 248 pounds, Jimmy Jam Garvin. His tag team partner from Minneapolis, Minnesota, 241 pounds, the C-Man.
Well, just top of the program, we talked a lot about the upset of Arn and Bobby with Michael Hayes at ringside against the Steiners. But you know, tag team wrestling right now in WCW may be at an all-time high, because even though we talk about the Steiners, Arn and Bobby, of course, the Champs, Doc and Gordy, what about Valentine and Slater? What a great tag team they are.
They're a great tag team, and I'll tell you what, Jimmy Jam Garvin and Z-Man ain't going to be no slouches here tonight.
Shoulder block takedown by Dirty Dick Slater. Garvin with some quickness going on the down road. Rolls him up. Got a 1, 2. And barely escaping that time was Slater, and Garvin picks him up with a hard slam.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jimmy Jam almost caught Dirty Dick Slater sleeping early in the bout and almost scored a quick pinfall right there. That would have been an upset.
Tag is made. I know by talking to Valentine and Slater, they have told me that they feel, hey, there's Eric Watts, young Eric Watts, who will be getting into the pro ranks very soon in pro wrestling, former quarterback, University of Louisville. Of course, his father, legendary cowboy Bill Watts, and we look forward to seeing his entrance.
You know what the great thing is about playing quarterback?
What's that, Jess?
You never get dirty.
That's not true.
Oh, come on. You ever play football? I never saw a quarterback get dirty in practice. You go to the end of practice, they're the only ones with clean uniforms.
Valentine holds the ropes. The big elbow missed. Z-Man, former World Television Champion, showing his quickness now. Pick up and a drop kick right on target. Randy Anderson, the referee, makes the 1 count only as Valentine got away.
I'll tell you what, Z-Man gets airborne with those drop kicks. He caught the hammer on the chin, but the hammer comes back and drops the hammer on the Z-Man when the Z-Man dropped his head.
And now Slater, now back to my original story. They say they are focused after the Steiners are Slater and Valentine right now, and I would love to see that matchup.
Dick Slater in the corner hammering away on the Z-Man. Those are closed fists. Referee needs to get in there.
Into the corner, the elbow, snapmare takeover. Slater staying very aggressive here against the Z-Man and steps right on the side of the face, twisting, spinning, and pushing down at the same time.
Can you imagine how that feels on the cheekbone, Schiavone?
I can only
No,
imagine.
you can't imagine, because you ain't never been in there and felt it. So you just speculate to the best of your ability.
That's exactly right. There's a chop, back they go to the corner, and here's the Irish whip to the other neutral corner. That time Z-Man moved out of the way. Valentine slow to get up, but Valentine makes a great execution again out of that.
Very good move by the hammer. Let me ask you something else, Schiavone. Were you ever like in a fight when you were a kid?
No.
You weren't.
A pickup. Something wrong with that. And Z-Man the other way.
I don't know. I guess you were just so popular, right? Nobody wanted to kick your butt.
Here comes Jimmy Jam. Taking on both men.
trying to fight Bob Mendonich. Cutter now, all four going at it. Here on Worldwide.
And the referee got to get somebody in or out of the ring. Who's the legal man, Schiavone? I got confused here.
It's got to be Jimmy Jam, Garvin, and Valentine. Swinging neck breaker. That's exactly who it is. Sending out Z-Man, but Slater is still in. Arguing Z-Man, the referee, and the pile driver. And there's your cover by Valentine. He's gonna win.
Well, I'll tell you what, Z-Man made a
Ladies and
mistake
gentlemen,
there.
here are your winners, the team of Greg, the Hammer Valentine, and Dirty Dick Slater.
Worldwide Wrestling continues, and it's good to have you with us. We're going to be talking a lot about the Great American Bash coming your way on the 15th of June. Right now, one of the great veterans in our sport, truly known nationwide, worldwide, as one of the heaviest hitters. That's where the name Hammer comes from, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah, they say when he hits you across the chest, just like his father used to. The great Johnny Valentine. He hit you so hard, they said it felt like you were hit with a sledgehammer.
Greg Valentine to face Johnny Swinger in this one-on-one matchup, Brain.
Well, Mr. Swinger's in there with no doubt a veteran. You got to be careful of the Hammer. He's been up and down the roads. He's been through those ropes. He's been on that mat. He knows this sport.
All right, here we go. Swinger and Valentine. There's Nick Patrick reinstated and refereeing again. How about that?
They're watching him, though, I think. I still think they're keeping a pretty close eye on him.
Want to remind you that WCW's Great American Bash comes to Moline, Illinois, the Mark of the Quad. That's the venue, that's the site of this live pay-per-view spectacular. But for you fans all around the world, all across the country, the only way you can see this mega event is on pay-per-view. And the way you do that is very simple. You call your local cable operator or satellite dish subscriber and say, I want to see Page Savage 2, and I want to see the Great American Bash exclusively on pay-per-view on Sunday, June 15th.
Valentine, he's known for he wants the match to go a long time. He wants you to fight him. He wants you to pound him. Because the longer the match goes, the tougher this guy gets. He don't get warm till sometimes after the 35-minute mark.
Elbow in the back of the head by Valentine. There's a little bit of the hammer maneuver. So much power and force in the back of the head, and Valentine shoved Johnny Swinger outside.
Well, Johnny, you may be swinging from the arms of Mr. Valentine when he's done. Listen to this.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. That not only sounded, that felt bad. You could feel it. Like sound waves crushing through the arena. The Hammer, Greg Valentine, the fans showing him a lot of respect, giving him a lot of cheers here, and that's certainly a celebration of a wonderful career he's had through many years in the sport, and seemingly just getting better. Pick up, good move by the Hammer, sending the man back to the mat.
Great physical condition, and he knows what to do in that ring.
Big elbow drop, 1, 2, 3. Been known to call that elbow drop the brain buster elbow. The Hammer, Greg Valentine, dominates this match here on Worldwide, right?
No doubt about it. There's your winner, the man from Seattle, Washington. He's had some battles. One tough customer, no doubt about it. Probably held just about every major title in this sport. Mr. Swinger's going to know it. When he wakes up in the morning, sees those big marks across his chest. I've been in there with the Hammer.
His name is Greg Valentine. We have 6-man action to come, and we'll take you back to Nitro. But right now, listen to this. Sting, Hogan. The fact that Sting has been the most mysterious man ever to be a part of professional wrestling, combined with his hatred of Hollywood Hogan, combined with the banner he's going to be wrestling under, makes for the biggest night in our sport. And you often wonder what Sting is thinking. Although he doesn't talk to us anymore, his non-verbal communication very, very strong.
Doesn't talk to anybody.
Lights going out, He doesn't have an expression on his face. He's very calculating, very cold, but I think his meaning is very crystal clear. He wants to destroy Hollywood Hogan, a chance brain he's going to get this Sunday.
Yeah, you're right about that. And
do you think, let me interrupt you here.
Sure.
Do you think that defeating Hogan and winning the world title would be enough for Sting? Do you think he wants to end this man's career? Now, this has been an old theme that the NWO has used in their approach to WCW, ending careers, ending Flair's career, taking out other wrestlers, bucking tradition, ending WCW, ending tradition. Do you think Sting is thinking along that same line? Do you think he wants to end the career of Hulk Hogan?
that's what I think he wants to do. And I think by defeating Hogan and taking the title, that will totally destroy Hogan. And as many times as Hogan wants to keep coming back, or trying to come back, or trying to maintain some credibility for himself, the more Sting defeats the man and manhandles the man and dictates to the man where his career's going, that's what will destroy Hogan. The hard thing here is Hogan, remember, doesn't have to beat Sting. If Sting beats Hogan, Hogan could come back another day. But if Hogan beats Sting, I don't know if there's any coming back for Sting. So this is a lifetime opportunity for Sting. If Sting don't get it done here, something it just won't be right.
You don't think he'll ever get a title shot? You think that
I don't know if Sting mentally will be able to take it, is what I'm trying to say.
I understand.
I don't know if Sting will be the man Sting don't beat Hogan, he'll never be that man he once was.
They have both had big matches in their career. And the history of Hogan and big matches, very well documented. The career of Sting and his big matches, very well documented. World champion over and over again. The franchise player. The man that took WCW and made it single-handedly. Made it into a powerful wrestling organization because of his charisma and his ability. Hogan comes aboard in 1994 with all his accolades, with his great history. And WCW with Monday Nitro, with Sting and Hogan both a part of our organization, becomes the #1 wrestling organization around the world. And now the two biggest stars will battle for supremacy. There's no question this is the biggest match in both men's careers.
You're right, and like we said before, wrestling will never be the same again. You can see the direction of it going now in a different way. Wrestlers are just getting bigger, they're getting stronger, there's more money involved, more contractual news coming out. It's just it's a whole different way of life now.
Well, we're into the 90s where television, the media,
the end of the 90s,
has a lot of money, and thus the money is out there for the athletes to get if they are successful. They all have their different roads they want to take to be successful. Hogan and Sting have chosen different paths. What path, though, will be out front, and what will lead professional wrestling into the year 2000?
This match, Starrcade.
Yes, it will.
Starrcade will.
We have certainly not given Hugh Morrus and Greg Valentine their due here, because they are remarkable athletes and two of the most successful men. And Hugh Morrus puts the hammer down. He may be ready for his no laughing matter here, Brain. That's what he's ready for. Oh, and the hammer move. How about that?
A man who knows that ring very, very well.
Brain buster elbow on Hugh Morrus. Greg Valentine, he missed.
Hugh's beginning to learn real quick.
Hugh Morrus rolls him out. 1, 2, and he beat him. The winner is Hugh Morrus.
Good win for Hugh Morrus.
And now a special look at the Giant and Kevin Nash in their battle this Sunday.